Hey everybody, I am back. Maybe back to working on the 51 F1. Well, right now I'm working on other things, so this is how it is. Got the cab, the hood, and the fenders just kind of sitting on top of the Explorer chassis. Got some extra doors back there. One door is from the Explorer, and then the two blue doors were off a Ford Ranger extended cab with suicide doors that I was gonna try to see if I could use to make for the extended cab on this 51, but I don't think I'm gonna use those doors, and I don't think I'm gonna make this thing suicide. I'm just gonna make it an extended cab because I didn't want to deal with figuring out how to make the drip rail for an extended cab, how to split the seam for the extended cab, because you see in these ones it got that weird gasket that kind of overlaps when the front door is closed on the back extended cab door, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I'm just gonna basically cut down like halfway down this line, split the back of the cab off, and then move the back of the cab about a foot back, and then I'm gonna have to trim off about a foot off the bed, but I'm gonna try to keep the stake bed pockets and all that stuff on the bed. So yeah, I just didn't want to deal with the drip rail. I might have to replace the drip rail anyways, because it's rusty and it's popping up, and I'm not very happy about it. So, and yes, I was gonna replace it. Anyone with what? Guess what? Ta-da! This is a 49 Ford. This is an F2 cab. Got nice little F2 badges on it that I bought for the doors, because what I'm going to do, and there's another set of doors off of a 49 F3 cab. Anyhow, what I'm going to do is take the back of the doors off and probably cut off that much of the door. Just cut this part off and then use the back half of the door to use as the extended cab on the 51 F1, because that way I don't have to worry about trying to find that contour of the body line, and obviously that little body line there, I don't have to worry about making that, because I don't have an English wheel, I don't have a brake press or like a roller or anything like that. I don't have any of that. So what I'm gonna be doing is just working with what I can find, and what I can find was an extra set of doors and an extra cab. And okay, so I found two extra set of doors. Those ones are kind of green and surface rust on the inside. Those babies, let me show you, are off of the F3 I said I have. So guess what? There's the Jeep that has a bad exhaust and wiring harness. There's an F3 cab I bought. 49 F3 cab I bought. Again, took the doors off that one as well. This one, the windshield frame is just horrible. It's rusting out. So, and on the inside, somebody cut a chunk off of it. So I'm not sure what they were doing with that. But look at the drip rails. Drip rails look really nice. A little bit of surface rust underneath, but they look better than the ones on my 51. This one's got the full dash. Nothing's been cut out of it or messed up like mine. Still got the instrument cluster in there. Still got the gas tank and the tool, like tote box thing there. This floor is pretty ratty, pretty gnarly. I was thinking about using this one for like another build, but with the way the roof is around the window frame, the windshield frame, I wasn't really thinking of, I just probably end up scrapping this one or see if I can sell it to somebody. So if anybody is looking for a 49 F1 or F3 cab, basically a 48 to 52, well, other than the back window, so 48 to 50 parts cab, if you need some sheet metal or a dash, or I don't know, back of the cab or something. Back of the cab's pretty clean, back window's pretty clean. It's just the typical rust in the cab corners, which not horrible. So yeah, that's when I stole doors off of. Go back in here, and again, yeah, this Jeep ended up melting my wiring harness in the Jeep because the exhaust got a hole in it underneath the floorboard, and the heat of the exhaust was going straight up into my floorboards and into my wiring harness and melted my wiring harness. So I had to get a new wiring harness and a magnaflow exhaust system on it. That's the old crappy exhaust off the Jeep. So that's what's been taking up a lot of my time. That, and I had to rebuild a Subaru motor for a Subaru Impreza I had. So pretty much the last month or so, I haven't even touched the F1. So hopefully I can get done this today. So what I started doing today is stripping the doors out. Took out the little quarter window or the vent window, and then the window divider on this door. Try to take out the window divider and main glass out of this door. I can't get this vent window out because the screws, this screw is stripped out. This screw is like sealed in and kind of like hidden behind the rubber. And this one I think is stripped out as well. So all three of these screws are pretty much not fun to get out. So once I strip those out, I gotta figure out, now I have 3 sets of doors. I have a blue set, a red set, and a green set. I gotta figure out what set of doors I wanna keep and use as my main set of doors for the 51, because I wanna try to keep the best set of doors that don't have a lot of rust. And every one of these has a slight bit of rust on them. As you can see, this one, a little bit of rust in the corner on the bottom rail. Same thing on the outside panel. These ones, not so bad. Inside, they're pretty good. Outside, again, have typical rust on the corners. But again, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some repair to them somehow. But yeah, there's the F2 cab. That everything on this one's pretty clean except for the floors. This one's got a nice, drip rails are nice and clean. Dash is nice and clean. Floor is almost non-existent because you can almost, I mean, as you can see, there is no rocker panel here. And where the cowl is, it's not connected to the floor, so it's basically just kind of split in half. And that one's pretty rusted out there too. Those are the glass for the doors. The glass is all shattered on both of them, so gonna have to get new glass. Gas tank still has some, I don't know if it's water or some kind of fluid in it. It's kind of weird. And the previous owner decided to like try to glue carpeting in here, and it did not, well, it didn't come out very well. It looks ugly as hell, but anyhow. So this cab might, and don't tell my wife this, might end up getting chopped, like 2 to 3 inches chop on it. And then I'll keep this one, repair the rocker panels, the cowl, the floor pan, and build a second pickup with it. I'm not sure yet. I'm still kind of up in the air because I have all the all the cab parts. I just don't have a frame or a drivetrain, which I just might find another Explorer, maybe a newer one, like a 2002 or newer. I know those transmissions, those ones are kind of crappy, but the 2002 has independent suspension all 4 corners, versus mine is a 2000, only has independent front suspension and a solid rear axle. But I'm not sure yet. Anyhow, what I need to do today, what I'm trying to do, strip out these doors, get everything out of them, get the windows out of them, get the vent windows out of them, get the mechanisms out of them. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Since these things are like 70 years old, a lot of these screws have never been removed. So yeah, it's gonna be a interesting time. So that's my goal for the day, is to take these doors apart, find out which doors are the best doors available, keep those, clean them up, like sand them out, and yeah, and use those as the main doors for this. And the ones that are the crappiest are gonna get cut in half and used for my extended cab. Another big reason why I want to try to keep the doors for the extended cab is this window frame right around here is going to be used for like a quarter window in the extended cab. So you're going to have the, you know, extended cab with a, I could say a half a window like that. So that'll be interesting. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, doing what I can, and then you know, looking for help when I need it, which I probably need a lot of it. Working with these 70-year-old trucks, man, it's like nothing wants to come off. If it does, it's rusted out. And look at this thing. This thing, the lower cowls, I think the previous owner cut a lot of the cowl out because, again, this one was on a Ford Ranger floor pan / firewall, and they cut out a lot of that cowl. And the cowl's gonna have to get replaced anyways because it's all cut off and rusted on both sides. I mean, this side over here, guess what? Look at this. I have a brand new full cowl replacement panel. Actually, I have two. I have both sides, so left and right side. So I bought the repairment panels to repair these rusted out, chopped off cowls. And I started drawing lines where I was thinking about cutting them off, but I'm thinking I might as well just go all the way up and replace it. But this seam, I believe, is spot welded in the back behind the dash. And then this one's spot welded, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. Just try to find the spots. And then just what's left of the firewall here. It's hard to see, but there's like probably about a foot of the firewall left here. And cut off all those spot welds, and pretty much it's not, well, it's kind of attached to the rocker panel there, but the rocker panel is kind of rusted out. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I mean, obviously you can see there's nothing left of the side cowl, which should be like that. So I'm thinking of just replacing the whole thing. The biggest part I'm concerned about is right here, yeah. This, obviously, up onto the A-pillar is where this part is. Where that goes. Oh, geez, dents in the brand new parts. But, anyhow. So, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this part of the cowl. So I'm going to cut into the A-pillar and try to fit the whole part in there, or if I'm just gonna hack that off, pretty much where that line is, just hack it off, and then just kind of, let's be right here on this thing, just from there down. I don't need this part, so that's probably what I end up doing, because I really don't want to cut away this A-pillar and have to re-patch it in and fix it, and I just hope didn't damage it too much when I dropped her. This looks good. Anyhow, floor, again, I haven't really touched this thing. So main concern today was the doors. I might cut the rest of this dash panel out, because having half a dash panel in here looks kind of tacky and hacked. Plus it'll make it easier for me to try to fit up as much of the Explorer firewall I want into the cab. But yeah, that's another thing to do. List keeps growing, man, keeps growing. And then this interior panel from that blue Ford Ranger extended cab door, that's gotta go in the garbage. I don't need it. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So I'm thinking that's all gonna get cut off. All this is gonna get cut off of the Explorer chassis. I might end up cutting these off here, and then like using this part as the inner fender, because I don't, on this one I didn't have any inner fenders, like F1 inner fenders. So I might just use the Explorer inner fenders and just taper it in, because it's gonna have to follow the hood taper obviously here. So I'm gonna have to cut off a little bit of this, you know, radiator support, cut that in, and then yeah, just have this line taper in and follow the hood line, and use that for mounting the fenders on. That might be what I'm gonna do. So that way I'm reusing as much of this kind of the Explorer chassis as I can. Going with that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I've been for the last month. As like I said, I've been working on my Jeep, working on a stupid Subaru, and now I get to play with some doors and figure out what I'm gonna do with that. So once I get the doors cleaned up and figured out, then I can figure out which one I'm gonna hack up, so which one I can use for my extended cab. But what I really should do is I should go patch those cowls. Those cowls are ugly, and get that done first and go from there. So enough of me rambling. This is where I'm at. This is where the project is. Again, I have a extra couple cabs, so if anyone needs a 48 cab, the green one is going for sale, so let me know. Catch you guys later.